AWS IAM roles, just like all AWS resources, are identified by their ARN. And an AWS IAM role ARN looks like, oops, too fast, looks like this. And there's only a few things that you actually need here. So AWS IAM is a global service, so region disappears. And so all that's left to fill in detail-wise is account and the role name. And as I started to kind of work this slide up, I started to try to show what a hacker or what an attacker might think like. And so they match that information matches these regexes, and you'll see where I was going with that in just a second. What I eventually came to was that the account number is somewhat discoverable. I thought maybe it's guessable. Maybe I can figure out valid account numbers. But it turns out that's actually kind of difficult. There are a trillion combinations. There are simple and complex ways to generate 12-digit numbers. I tried a very naive approach, and I didn't get any hits over about 1,000 numbers, so I pretty much ruled that out. So then I started to dig into, well, how can I find these things? And Rhino talks about this as well. You can find these a number of ways. I'm going to jump out of the slideshow and jump over to Firefox here and show some ways you can find this. You can find account numbers. So if I literally went to Google and typed AWS error message, and one of the first hits that I got is an account number right here that is actually valid. I verified, and it's a real account number. I can go to Stack Overflow and just look for folks who are trying to just simply find some help and find valid account numbers. Same thing with GitHub. People just posting issues. I can find account numbers that way. I'm sure if I looked hard enough, I could find role names, but I didn't go that route. And then in the AWS console itself, now these are public AMIs. There are several different things that you can share publicly. And when you share something publicly in AWS, you reveal your account number. So there are legitimate uses, but this does put you to some amount of exposure. This is giving me, many thousands of account numbers that I could just write a script to grab all of these and try some of these methods against, try this attack against. You might have private resources that you shared with other accounts. You've not made it public, but you're still exposing yourself, even though you have a valid reason to. Once that number is out there, even to someone you trust, you have no control over their control of your number. You might use cross-access account, the cross-access account functionality with a vendor, and same thing goes there. So why do I say here this is guessable? The reason this is guessable is because just like any string with a known length and a known character set is vulnerable to a dictionary attack. And so that's what we're actually going to do. We're going to, using some discoverability and a dictionary attack, we're going to hop into an account, and we're going to show how we can move laterally through an organization.